Hey Nature Peeps, first off I want to apologize for the red marker. That's what I could find quickly. So moving on. Today we are talking about an important ecological term, this time on Nature Guy X46 Presents. And the term that we are learning about today is called succession. But what is it? Well, it is a process through which species, as well as, and probably more importantly, the habitat goes through change, or ecosystem. So basically, one community is going to replace another until eventually a final community or climax community is reached. One example of this might be when a volcano explodes or fire goes through a forest. We are going to start off with rocks. Now, my rocks have lichens growing on them, and lichens are very important to a community because they actually help break down rocks into dirt or soil. So, after the rocks, or during this time with the lichens, you might also get some mosses growing in there. That will eventually give rise to potentially ferns. And from ferns, the next step would be flowering plants. Things like maybe Indian blanket or sunflowers or violets. Okay? Those plants die, and as the ferns die, that gives rise to soil. And you'll have animals coming and going and living in the area as well. And as they die, they also help to form soil. Eventually, as you get birds moving into the area, they're going to die. And you're going to get trees taking root. And from there, you get a forest. So, with each stage of this progression, the animals that can live within that community changes too. In the case of a fire, you already have soil, and you probably already have some seeds. Keep in mind that many plants depend on fire. Those plants are going to send up leaves, they're going to send up stems and leaves, and eventually everything begins again. And other places, like I mentioned before, you start off with a pioneer organisms, which are things like mosses and ferns and lichens, birds and the wind, and animals will pass through dispersing seeds. Those are going to start growing, and as they grow, more life will come into the area. By the way, succession doesn't happen just on land, it also happens in the water, but we'll cover that in a separate video. That basically is succession in sort of a nutshell. I could go into it into more depth if you want. Don't forget to subscribe. If you are new, give the video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment or a question. Remember to never give up on yourselves. Always keep learning. Remember, I go live at 12 p.m. That is noon on Tuesdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. The next live is going to be today, or I should say Friday, and Tuesday, whatever it is. I'm going to stop talking because I'm not making any sense. See you in the next one.